Hello, and welcome to Channel Zero TV with John and John. I'm John,
And I'm John.
and tonight we're going to show you a solo performance by somebody you're probably used to seeing in a group of three. This is Shemp Howard in Mr. Noisy. John, you want to tell people a little bit about what they're about to see?
Shemp Howard had a very long and distinguished career in Hollywood prior to rejoining the Three Stooges in 1946. He had his own solo series of two-reel comedy shorts at Columbia alongside the Three Stooges during and after World War II. And he had a very long and sort of storied career in Hollywood working with all sorts of greats, everybody from John Barrymore to W.C. Fields.
Okay, so let's watch the 1946 short starring Shemp Howard, Mr. Noisy.
Hey, Willis! Who told you you could play tennis? What's that in your hand, a ukulele? There's a hole in your racket. You get it? Get a load of one-eyed Conley. Have a peanut, kid. We'll take them all. Watch him, miss it!
Game, set. The winner of the match, John Leonard.
Can I call him? Can I call him or can I call him?
And now, ladies and gentlemen, to the winner of this tennis match, we present the Black Ball Cup. The presentation will be made by one of the outstanding baseball players of all time, whose mighty bat will be a big factor in carrying his team to victory in the World Series games tomorrow. I present that slugging left fielder of the Green Sox, Ole Margarine.
Aha, that's what you think. Take your bows now, Ole. You won't be getting any tomorrow.
Ole, don't make a scene.
That loudmouth's been riding me all season.
Get a load of that clam digger.
Mr. Margin will present the Blackmore Cup, which has been in competition for over 40 years. Mr. Margarine.
Watch him drop it. Butterfingers! Boy, can I call him or can I call him? How time flies. Get it? I'm blind. I'm blind. No, I'm not. I can see all right, just like an owl. Kill the umpire. He's a robber. Hey, what are you doing? No, don't get excited. It's a soft drink. It won't hurt. Get it a soft drink. Snug as a bug in a rug, huh? Well, how's the old ball game going, Slim?
Swell until you came in.
Better late than never. Get it? Here, hold this, will you? Laughing boy. Cheer up, you can hold my peanuts.
Do you have to smoke that thing?
What's the matter with it?
It's terrible. Why don't you smoke a pipe?
I do, but I left my tobacco home.
Here, have some of mine.
Oh. Thanks.
Ouch!
Bullseye. That's a hot one. You got a match? Inhale every puff. Ouch! Don't worry, it's out, it's out. You got a pump?
Better look in your other pockets.
I get it, you're a cod. How do you like that, a leak? Yep, it's a leak.
Ouch!
Don't squawk, I'll give it back to you after the game. How do you like a guy like that, squawking? Hey, you been drinking this? Come on home, Spike! Come on home! Hit that dirt, you dummy, you! Hit that dirt! Hit the dirt, you dummy! Hit the dirt! Hey, what are you doing there? Hey, cut it out. Come on,
Cut it out.
don't call a game! It's just the shower! Get it? A shower!
Wise guy. Gosh.
Nice white
Come
Spike!
on.
What are you going that way for? Give me my goobers.
Goobers?
Oh, an ordinary. Peanuts to you.
Hey, boy, an ice cream cone. Pass this down.
Okay. I guess there's a guy like you at every ball game. Here, pass it down. S.A. Come on! I a la mode, get it? You all right? Here. Wait a minute, there's a feather in it. Take it up. See that? Can you imagine that? The ice cream is molding, get it? Molding, get it?
Yeah, I got it.
Vanilla, I like it. Must have had pits in it, didn't it? Swing, Ole!
Foul, strike one.
I got it, but there's my ticket for tomorrow's game. Summer's almost over anyway. You'd look good in the cap.
That's it.
Hey, Ole!
Strike two.
You can't hit him if you can't see him. Watch him miss it!
Strike three.
Can I call him or can I call him? Under the chin there.
Last after the sixth inning. Bulldogs up. Wizard Wallace at bat.
Give it a ride, was there? Was that a hit or was that a hit? Hey, you want to laugh? Somebody set on my hot dog. No. Who? You. Yeah. Hey, you don't expect me to eat this, do you? It's too good for you. It is, eh? Hey, look out, you'll get mustard all over me. Hey, boy, another hot dog, and this one's on my little chum here. This kid right here. Hey, there's no mustard on it.
Oh, why don't you watch what you're doing?
Don't worry, put too much on anyway.
Hey, I can't see through you.
My wife can. Toss the kid a dime for the hot dog. What are you trying to do, jip him out of it? Slide. It was a slide. Slide! Hey! The blowout. Why do they have to bring noisy kids to ball games? I like it quiet.
Doesn't bother me.
Oh, no nerves, eh? No nerves. Say, madam, would you mind keeping that kid quiet? He's getting my mind off the game.
Well, now, with that bang-bang business, you done scared my little honeysuckle most nigh to death.
Oh, it scared him, eh? Yeah, kid.
Where's the mustard?
Where's the mustard?
You know where the mustard is.
Watch him miss it! Can I call him or can I call him? Well, there goes the old ball game, folks. Nice work! Nice work!
Why don't you shut up?
Oh, so it, eh?
Say, that loudmouth really won the ball game.
Yeah. With him in the stand, tomorrow's game would be a cinch bet.
Cinch bet. That's a beautiful thought, Arnold. Let's go.
What are you waiting for, an exit march? So long, Slim.
Hey, Noisy, how'd I go to Cincinnati?
Oh, would I like it? I'd love it. All aboard for Cincinnati!
Now listen, Noisy, we brought you here, and we got a big bet on the Bulldogs in tomorrow's game. And all you've got to do is keep riding the Green Sox.
Oh, I get it.
And you're in for 10% of the bet. By the way, how are your pipes?
How are the pipes? Watch him miss it!
Boys, we got to win tomorrow's game. Lefty, you're going to pitch. And you only snap out of it. You haven't had a hit in the series.
And what's more, he ain't gonna get any higher, Stinky.
Just a minute, Oldie. I'll handle this. Maybe he's got something, boys. Here, have a cigar.
Thanks, have one of mine. Quite a blowout, eh? Thanks for the report. Get it, the report. Say, I smelled something.
What?
Your team.
What?
Watch him miss it. Hit it to Ole, he'll miss it. Oh, boy, can I call him or can I call him? There's a hole in your butt, Ole. Strike one, strike two, strike three, strike four, strike five. What kind of a game is this? Oh, kill the umpire. Oh, there's a hole in your butt. Watch him miss it. The game is on ice. I'll have a hot dog with mustard.
From your mouth. Wider. Wider. Wider.
What are you gonna do, Doc? Walk in?
Oh, you'll find out. Now, take a deep breath, please.
Say, ah.
What is it? Water underneath, Doc.
How is he, Doc?
In pretty bad shape. Swab misshape, eh? Shapely squabs. Don't tell me I'm that sick. Where's that cotton?
I don't know.
Did you swallow it?
I don't know.
Doesn't your stomach tickle?
When I wear flannel underwear. When... Doc, make my voice lower, will you, Doc?
Well, how about it, Doc?
Oh, you'll be all right in half hour to keep him warm.
We'll keep him warm, all right.
Come on.
It's the last half of the ninth inning, and the score is tied at 5-5.
Nice quiet game, eh, Ole?
Sure is, boss.
Go out there and smack the cover off it, kid.
It's a cinch.
Ole Margarine up.
Forward.
Now give out.
Ball two.
Listen, Noisy, this is your last chance. Give and give louder, or I'll let you have it. Watch him miss it! I wasn't fooling, Lug. I'm gonna let you have it. Go ahead and shoot, and watch him miss it. Ha 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 ha! Boy, can I call him, or can I call him?
So that was some familiar looking opening and closing credits.
Oh yeah, Columbia stressed continuity as a means of restraining budgets. But this illustrates something I've been saying for years, and it gets me into a lot of trouble with hardcore Three Stooges fans. I always assert that really at the end of the day, Shemp did his best work alone.
And we'll get into sort of Shemp's work both alone and with the Stooges. But should note, this is actually a remake of a previous short from just a few years earlier, I think called The Heckler. Was that right, with Charlie Chase?
That is correct. But in fact, this is the fourth remake of this script. It started out as a silent script, two-reeler, back in the mid-1920s. It was remade, I think, in 1932. And then from there, it migrated over to Columbia and Charlie Chase. There's a comedian nobody remembers today except people like you and me. And then finally into the eager hands of Shemp Howard. Columbia, at this point in the life of its two-reel comedy unit, was recycling as much material as it possibly could.
Interesting, yeah. And the performance by Shemp here, I mean, a lot of people sort of think of the Three Stooges as this package that goes back to the Stone Age with Shemp swapping out for Curly. But in fact, it was quite fluid. I mean, the Stooges were performing with others and then on their own, and people, including Shemp, were coming and going.
It always had a fluid lineup. They originally started it was originally Ted Healy and his Three Stooges, and they actually were in a couple of feature films. But Shemp cut out of the group in the early 1930s specifically because he didn't care for Ted Healy. That was when Curly was called up to become the new third Stooge. So it's not Shemp replacing Curly, it's Curly replaced Shemp.
Curly, Shemp, and Moe were brothers.
Yes, they're all the Horowitz family. And then Shemp went on to a very prosperous career. As I mentioned before, he worked with Abbott and Costello. He was with Fatty Arbuckle at the end of his career. He turns up in a John Barrymore movie, for God's sakes. The man is utterly, utterly ubiquitous and worked very constantly. I think the problem with him versus Curly, and the reason so many people tend to be very, very strong Curly partisans, is Curly was a man-child, and in some ways he's the ultimate man-child. He's the man-child against which all the other man-children out there as comedians and performers tend to get measured. And my other thesis that nobody ever went broke in this country from Hollywood to the White House playing a man-child.
Shemp was sort of somewhat more Moe-like. I mean, their resemblance was much closer than
Oh yeah.
either of them to Curly, although he obviously had a different persona. He was on the receiving end of Moe's violence, like Larry and Curly were. I did find it interesting, this doctor's office. I thought that scene had a lot of similarity to some of the more ludicrously violent slapstick you'd see in a Stooges short.
A lot of it is just built around Shemp's aggression vis-a-vis other people. Some of it entirely unintentional. Some of it is just, him being a big jerk, quite frankly.
Yeah, I was ready to punch him.
In these short subjects, I've seen a few of them, he tends to have this sort of somewhat aggressive persona that was being provided by Moe in the context of the Three Stooges.
Now he returned to the Three Stooges late, like I think it was 1946, right after this film, after Curly's stroke.
Yeah, originally Curly had a stroke. They were hoping he could recover. That obviously didn't look like it was going to happen. Allegedly, Moe pitched Columbia's leadership on turning it into the Two Stooges, just having him and Larry do it. But they said, no, the Three Stooges are a thing. You got to get a third stooge. So they went hat in hand to Shemp and begged him to come back in. And so the legend goes that like Shemp agreed to go back in simply because he didn't want to see Moe and Larry thrown out of work. He had no real motivation at that point to go back. Other than that, he had a perfectly successful career of his own, and proven himself over and over again, in feature films and in shorts.
It certainly kept the franchise going. I think it was later after he died and you started bringing the various Joes in there that they started remaking earlier episodes. It sort of had kind of run out of gas at that point. Not quite as much as the Three Robotic Stooges cartoon much later in terms of shaking the apple tree.
Shemp came in and, when they were starting to sort of do things like recycle footage. And of course, there's the infamous story that when he died, using stand-in stock footage and a bunch of other things, they made 3 more episodes of the Three Stooges, allegedly starring Shemp, but he wasn't in them. They were literally assembling him out of bits and pieces, and they're called the false Shemp.
Didn't Sam Raimi use that gag when he was like on set? He would refer to kind of extras as false Shemps.
Yeah, exactly.
Anyway, so it's a little bit of history for you. I hope you enjoyed seeing Shemp Howard on his own, and I hope you will join us next time on the next Channel Zero TV.